Hey, everybody. Hope you're having an awesome day. I am super excited to do this session with you today, going through the what is your IE score. And the first time I heard that, it was a while ago, and it's from a top leader in the industry. And I'm like, what is an IE? What is an IE? We're all used to the IQ, right? And so I took some notes and I wanted to share some of this with you. First of all, I just want to say congratulations for those who are actually doing the work in this 90-day session. It is day number 82. And this is the time where we step up our game. This is a time where there's no excuses. We're almost at the finish line. And this is when you really buckle down and get the work done. For those of you who gradually, did some stuff throughout the process, you got lots of work to do right now. There's lots of people that you need to follow through with, okay? And continue talking to new people as you're doing this process. Anyways, so I wanted to talk to you about, first of all, I found a t-shirt, and you're gonna laugh. I had this years ago when I was training, and this is when I wanted to get in my best shape ever. So I thought, you know what a perfect time. 8 days left, just freaking do it, right? And that's what you need to do. You need to find things that are gonna motivate you. Write things on sticky notes and post it everywhere so it reminds you that this is your game, you're in the game, and just freaking do it. No excuses, none. Okay, and just run with it. And I actually like doing the end of sessions because that always, I'm challenged this way. We're all challenged in such a different way. Some people, you get super excited at the beginning. Yes, I get super excited at the beginning, and then, all the disciplines throughout the process. But the end is like, step it up. And I do this in my workouts too. I have the same discipline, the same patterns as I do in life, period. And so anyways, number one, and I'm going to share this with you in the post, but I'll share it after because I want you to stay on the session. So what is your IE score? What is IE, right? So number one, what is your implementation? Implementation, and your E, execution score right now for the last 81 days of running this 90-day program. What is your score on a scale of 1 to 10? Everything's a scale of 1 to 10. Write down your score. How much did you really put into this? And be honest with yourself. The best thing to ever be with yourself is honest. Like, don't beat yourself up, but just be honest with yourself. And then always find ways to improve on. Okay? Freaking do it. All right? I'm going to keep reminding you this through the program. All right. So now I want you to, number two, I want you to write down all the things that you've implemented. Everything that you've implemented, that you've learned from the sessions up to day 81. Okay? Write down those things. Did you, for example, learn new skills? Did you master the follow-up? Did you get new connections? Did you increase your game on social media? What are the things that you've done? Because you got to recognize these things. Always recognize your improvements. And then now I want you to score those improvements on a scale of 1 to 10. And this is where you need to grow. We're always saying plan, do, review. So for example, I'm going to show you today, this is kind of out of context, but we have a group that we have an accountability session every Saturday. And we do accountability 15-minute money-making activities Monday to Friday. And Saturday, we do content creation, and then we learn something new. And some of us are teaching the ones that are learning new things. So we had to do our content creation. I can't believe how good I'm getting at doing this. You know why? Because we have a layout, because we've been consistent, and everybody is doing the work, and we're accountable to each other. So this really works. I'm just, before it was like, what do I post? What do I say? What do I do in a reel? Like all of this stuff. And I just saw this after we finished our 30-minute segment, and I said to myself, oh my gosh, I'm getting so much better at this. You know why? Because I just freaking did it. Okay? Even when it hurts. I want you to know that. It doesn't matter what level any one of us are at, we all have to get to the next level. We all have to get to the next level in learning something new, and we all have lots to learn. Okay, so plan, do, review. So once I execute this, that's the do, well, I'm gonna review it with my insights. And this is what I do. I also do this with my connections. Like for example, I'm booking appointments on Zoom. I do the presentation. I want to write down my results. And then at the end of the week, I know what I need to do more of. I know where I need to improve. And that's how you grow. All right, is by doing these things over and over and over and over and over until you become the expert and you can do this with your eyes closed. Okay? All right. So this was, by the way, it was one of the trainers that is part of the $1 Million Circle with Eric Worre. And her name is Carla Pierce. All right. So I just wanted to recognize whose content that I am creating. It wasn't Eric Worre that did the session. So, and I'm kind of adding a little bit of my own thing. All right. So the key is to decide to win. And every single one of us on day one, we made that decision. We all made that decision that we were going to stick to it no matter what. We were going to decide we were going to win. We were going to stay focused. You remember we had to sit down with family members and we had to negotiate and we had to write down our plan. We did all of that at the beginning. Okay, are you still at that same mindset? Are you still there? Because if you're not, you got to constantly, every single day, remind yourself that you made a decision to win and just do it. Okay? Every day you need to remind yourself. It's like an affirmation every single day. So put it, a little sticky note on your mirror. Put it wherever you're going to see it every single day because you need to remind yourself. It takes a lot to develop habits, a lot of effort and a lot of repetition to develop habits. There's things that I can do naturally now without even thinking about it. I mean, I could close my eyes and do a presentation because we've been doing it for so long, right? But at the beginning, there was a lot of effort and there was a lot of discipline. Okay? And never compare yourself to anybody. We've got years in this industry. You can't compare yourself to the things that we do today. But our goal is to help you move and grow and get better at the things. And don't beat yourself in the process. If you do anything, laugh at yourself. I remember my first reel. I was such an idiot. And I laughed at myself. I remember actually my first reel, an hour of work, and I deleted it by accident. And then I could have easily walked away. I said, no, Tammy, you're doing it. Just freaking do it, right? So I decided I was going to do it until I got it done. It wasn't perfect. It doesn't matter. Messy is better than nothing. Post. Messy is better than nothing. It's better to go out and present without any experience, getting the experience by presenting. Obviously, you practice a little bit for sure, and then you present. And one day you're going to laugh about that presentation. Seriously, you're going to laugh about it because of all the experiences that you'll get from it. So have fun with this. Don't stress yourself out over all these things you have to learn. You got to laugh and have fun. All right? Because every single person had a day one. You know that, right? Every one of us had a day one in the industry. All right? Every single one of us had a 1 year mark that had passed the 1 year, and you know what I'm talking about. So decide. So she broke down decide in explanation. So D stands for decision. You got to decide to win. Don't just decide to show up. You got to make a decision to win. Win, not competition against anybody else, because none of that matters, just so you know. Whether it's your team member or a sideline or an upline, doesn't matter. Creating abundance is about your game. Decide to win your game and just freaking do it. Every single day, consistency. Every day, and you will get better. Every single day. Okay, so that is to decide. No more excuses. If you've been making a lot of excuses why you haven't followed through with this 90-day session, it's probably because you're putting too much on your plate. It could be that. And I'm going to show you something that you can slowly implement to get better at. Okay, and that would be in the execution. So E for decide is execute. Every single day. You might have put your max business to do it 3 times a day. No. How can you create any momentum? How can you create a discipline taking 4 days off and 3 days on? How can you create a discipline? You can't. Because I can tell you, after a couple days off, like going to the gym, after a couple days off, you don't feel like doing it when it's day one to go back. Okay, little things every day matter. And there's no excuse. Every single one of us can do 15 minutes a day. Every single one of us. That was my excuse on social media. I don't have the time to do social media. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. Got to make a training. Got to work with the team. Got to blah, 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 blah. And prospect and invite and all that stuff and present. So I was making excuses. And guess what? Now that it's in my schedule and I decided to do a challenge, which is what you're doing right now, right? 90-day challenge. The moment I made that decision, I have to do 14 reels, a 14 reel challenge. So of course I'm following something that's a 14 reel challenge, and I'm disciplining myself to do it. And it doesn't take that long. And I have to do it, and I have to check it off my agenda. It's part of my daily routine. And I have to continue doing that because I was making too many excuses not to do the stuff that I know that is going to build me organic connections through social media. Okay? You don't have to do social media. I'm just telling you some of the things that I've stopped making excuses because I was making excuses of why I couldn't do it. All right? And C stands for consistency. All right? Consistently taking action every single day, no matter what. If it's 15 minutes, it's 15 minutes. Everybody's got 15 minutes. And what happens in that concentrated 15 minutes, if you're very focused and narrowing down what needs to be done in that 15 minutes, which is either it's follow-ups that you have to do in that 15-minute segment with people you've already spoke to, you've booked stuff. It could be something you booked for a presentation. It could be something, a 15-minute something. What happens is you start to create a discipline, and then you want to do more because you get better at it. And you think, oh my gosh, that's not so bad. 15's not so bad. We're doing this. I keep telling you guys, we got this accountability group, and we're keeping each other accountable. And every single one of them are saying, if I hadn't joined this accountability group, I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing today. Interesting, huh? We can be home alone, or we can sit in a coffee shop by ourselves, or we can be wherever, doing something, but people feel that they're more accountable to somebody else than they will be for themselves, because it's easy to get distracted. Okay? So find a way to create disciplines for yourself. Find a way. For us, this has been working. I'm doing it more for them. At the beginning, I actually thought that, but I'm actually showing up to most of them now and getting the work done. All right? So these are things that you want to be doing regularly. So don't make excuses. Absolutely no excuses. And doing those money-making activities are critical. That's what we do. We connect with people. We see if they're open to look at something. And then if they're open, we show them something. And based on that, you want to see what's the next step. Maybe they need to look at information. Maybe they need to talk to their spouse. Great. Let's set up an appointment with your spouse so we can go through the same information. You never let a prospect tell their spouse about this opportunity. Never, 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 never. They're definitely going to be gone. Very rare you're going to have somebody who's going to come on board. I bring the spouses in. Okay, and we get to know them, because if they are not the ones that are going to do it, but at least they'll see the vision and want to support their spouse or their daughter or whoever it is, right? Whoever they're bringing in to ask permission. And so that's one of them. And then I is to implement the daily actions. And I just basically went through a lot of that. And again, do the simple disciplines. Start small and grow. Start small and grow. Do not compare yourself to me, because this is all I do. I can do way more than you if you have a job, full-time job. I can do way more than you in this business. So don't even compare yourself, right? When I had a full-time career and I was part-time in network marketing, 25 years ago, when I was part-time, I couldn't compare myself to the ones that are doing this business full time. Why even try? Right? So people get caught up on the little things that don't even matter. They don't matter. It's your game. Just play your game. All right? So there's D for do, and just do it. I find a lot of people come into network marketing and they just want to learn. They want to learn. And then they get really good at the understanding of something. And then they want to teach. I don't know if you know anybody like that, but that's all they want to do. But they don't have the experience of the do. The do has to be there. If you agree with me, the do has to be there in order for you to achieve your goals. Give me a thumbs up. Throw some hearts out there. Yes, so important. Do. I'm not the best learner. I'm going to tell you something. I am not the best learner, but I can outperform a lot of people. You know why? Because I learned something and I do it. And then I learn, and then I review it. I'm like, okay, I need to work on this. I need to get better at that. Okay. Next week, I'm going to do again. And then I'm going to get better. And then I learn something else and I do it and I get better. I don't compare myself to anybody else, because none of that matters. None of that matters. Okay? And engage yourself into everything. Engage yourself into your vision. Engage yourself into the activities. Engage yourself into doing the work every single day consistently. Just freaking do it. I love this shirt. I can't believe I found it. It's so appropriate, right? And I was looking for, something colorful that I could put on that was more maxi. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, this shirt has to be the one. We are 8 days in. We just got to freaking do it, right? That's what's going to get us the results. All right. So she also talked about her social media plan. And I've watched a lot of people because 2 years ago, at the beginning of the pandemic, I knew we had to transition a little bit our businesses because we couldn't travel. We needed to evolve. We saw a bunch of gurus on social media. We did the Eric Worre 3-day event. We ended up joining the accelerator because there was some social media training that's why we joined, because we wanted to be better in social media. So a lot of trainers have their own formula. Here's what I'm going to tell you. She's got a 3, 3, 10, 1. Somebody else might have a 5, 5, 5. You've heard them all. Okay? Great. If you need a guidance to focus on that, do it. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Do not compare yourself to others. You know your schedule. Okay? You know your schedule. You got to put this in your schedule. If you have only 15 minutes a day, you need to be connecting with people. You need to be presenting to people. You need to be signing people up. These are the activities that you need to be doing in those 15 minutes. You want to add another 15 minutes, you can do a little bit of some social media stuff, which I highly recommend to do, by the way. I highly recommend to do it. If you run out of a warm market contact list, if you run out of, all the names that are on your phone, you're not going out so much to meet new people, social media is a phenomenal platform for this, okay? But you need to work a plan. It's got to be a success plan that's going to work for you, because here's what happened for me. Newbie in social media, I'm trying to keep up with these gurus and on social media posting, thinking I could do the things they do, but I was too beginner. So I realized that it's not even possible for me. So I made my own plan that worked for me. Now, on the other hand, I'm seeing her doing 3, 3, 10, 1. I'm thinking, I can do it because I've already done some stuff. So I'm saying this because this can discourage somebody as much as empower somebody. I see that now as I got it all put down and scheduling times in. Am I going to miss some? Yes, but at least the intention is there to do it. I'm not going to get overwhelmed to do something that I can't do. Okay, so her formula is 3. So in her 3, I'm going to share what it is that she talked about. So her 3 in her formula was 3. Comment on 3 posts every single day. Pretty simple. You might be part of groups. You want to comment on other people's stuff. When you comment and give value, people will recognize you and they'll check your profile, always. Okay? And you can always check when people are checking your profile and you can always connect with them. All right? So that's 3. So the other 3 is ask 3 people if they're open to have a look at this. Ask 3 people. And I tend to pull people off the platform to have a Zoom session. All right? And this is the daily thing. So this might not work, this plan for all of you. And they're very, very product selling focused. I don't know if you're product selling focused with your plan on social media. So if you are, then it's constantly posting the product daily, many times, you doing a selfie, you picking up, doing a reel, got a big rim on my end fuse, and all these things that you want to be doing, product. And then make sure you have a call to action so they buy, okay? And then she said one reel. So everything that I'm learning now, trying to do the reel a day is working right now. So I'm going to step up my game because I'm realizing that I get more traction from reels than I do anything else. And I learned that stories are only seen by people who are already connected to you. You'll never get organic connections through your stories. So if you do a story, also do the reel so that you can reach people you know and reach new people who don't know you. So I'm learning a ton of stuff. And so basically the next 8 days assignment is to stay focused for 8 days and do the work. Get the results. This is your closing time. Okay, this is the follow-up, get them in. Follow-up, get them in. Share the vision. Do a third party. Get as many people that you've already talked to moving to the next process and try and speed up that process to get them in. We're opening up 3 major international markets. It's incredible what's going on. We have incredible products. We already know that. There's some new stories that you've heard that you need to tell that person. That person needs to know about that. Sometimes it's that little extra that's going to give them that push to make a decision. So get back to them. These are things I do all the time. I'm constantly fishing. This is the way I look at it. I'm throwing out some bait. This is what I'm doing every single day. And you get really good at fishing and reeling them in and sharing the opportunity and then getting them on board and starting them the right way. All right? So thanks, Lewis. I love you, my friend. And thank you so much for the support that you gave me this week. It's incredible. There's one thing that I love about Max is we are one. We are a Max family. And I reached out to Lewis because I signed up a new dynamic lady in Canada that I never knew, met her on Facebook. Let me tell you the story because these are important. This is how you network, okay? I met her on Facebook because I like to add 5 new friend requests on Facebook. That's my Facebook plan, just so you know. 5 new ones every day. And then in the 5, I message them. I send a private message, but before I message them, I look at their profile, okay? And I don't just add anybody, just so you know. In my mind, I don't want to waste my time. So there's certain type of people that I'm looking for. And so I go through profiles pretty quick, okay? And anyways, this woman, she had a beautiful family, young family, twin sons, just kind of going through the family stuff, and she looked like she was an entrepreneur, leadership stuff, and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to like this person. So I sent her a friend request, I sent her a message, and I was telling her I loved her profile, and I'd love to connect. She responded immediately. And then I said, hey, let's have a Zoom chat. I didn't even qualify her. I just want to let you know, sometimes you don't need to wait until people respond and wait until people see a link. I want to build relationships. So I'm going to say, hey, let's have a Zoom chat because I know my skills and I know what I can do. So connecting with this lady, long story short, totally connected. I asked her right away, are you open? She had experience in network marketing. Like after all of our conversation, are you open? She said yes. She said, but first I want to try the product because I got some pain in my hip. I said, sure. Arranged to get the product to her. I booked another Zoom on the 3rd day. On the 3rd day, she got product experience. And then she ended up, I brought her to the website to show her the different packages. Either as a customer or an associate, she ended up saying, I'm going to be an associate. Long story short, I connected her with Luz. And I set up a session because I wanted Luz to be my third party validation on how amazing this company is and sharing the vision of where we're going in the new international markets. So Erica, after that session, she was super excited, and she's so grateful to you, Luz, and thank you so much for that. And it's always the same in return, and you know that. Anytime you have anybody and you need some support, you can lean on me. All right, it goes both ways, you guys. You gotta understand that. You can't just ask for something and not give in return. All right, that's another lesson to learn in our profession, in anything, right? So that's it. Have an awesome day. I know I went 30 minutes, but I hope you got some value out of all of this, and have an excellent one. Okay, bye.